Hi everyone, this is my first video on VMware VeloCloud SD-WAN. In this video, we'll explain the component of VeloCloud SD-WAN and also will explain how to provision this component in KVM-based EVNG simulator. Before start, let's jump on the content what we'll cover in this video. So we'll cover these 5 things in this video. First is installation of images in EVNG, then installation of VeloCloud Orchestrator. After that, the cloud gateway. After that, edges, and then we'll activate cloud edges and the gateway. Before jumping on to the installation of images in EVNG, I'll explain you the components of the VMware Velo Cloud. There are 3 components on VMware Velo Cloud SD-WAN. One is Velo Cloud Orchestrator, second is Velo Cloud Gateway, and third is Velo Cloud Edges. Veloc Orchestrator is a centralized management tool from where you are managing your all the Velo edges and your environment. Velo Edge is nothing just like a router, and it will communicate on the other branches and it will install in your all the locations like data center and other branch. Velo Cloud Gateway is the brain of routing. So Velo Edge will communicate to Velo Gateway to check the routing table and its other status. So you can say Velo Cloud is a brain of your whole environment of routing purpose. Now we can start the installation of our first topic, that is install the images in the EVNG. So there are 2 prerequisites for that. You have running EVNG in your environment on your local PC, on your dedicated ESI host. It depends on you. I'm running on my ESI host and running EVNG over here. Second prerequisite, the images. This should be pre-downloaded all the images of Velo Cloud Gateway, Orchestrator, and Edges. So we'll start the installation of images in the EVNG. I told you it's a prerequisite to running EVNG. So my EVNG is running already in that ESI host and the IP of that 192.168.1.100. So what I'm doing, I'll open my FileZilla and access the EVNG from there. So once you access from there, you have a lot of folders on the right side. It's the EVNG folders. You have to go to the specific folder, which is opt, unit lab, add-ons, and QMO. On the left side, you are seeing I have already downloaded all the images of VeloCloud Edge, Gateway, and Orchestrator. I already uploaded the image earlier, but just to showcase how to upload, what's the path. So this is the path to upload the image. And you have to create 3 specific folders, which I already created, like VeloCloud Orchestrator, VeloCloud Gateway, and VeloCloud Edge. Just open the VeloCloud Orchestrator folder and upload all these images to your folder. Same for Gateway and same for Edge. There's 3 different files which I will talk later, like metadata file, network config file, and user data file. I'll talk later when we are doing the installation of VeloCloud. After uploading all the images, we'll go over EVNG and access the EVNG through GUI. I'll share the video of installation of EVNG in my post. So you have there is a link over there and you can download the video and check it out there. Once you uploaded the image, you have to click on Node, VeloCloud. So we are going on the VeloCloud Orchestrator. Then we'll go for VeloCloud Gateway. And then we go for VeloCloud Edges. So as you guys see, this is a small topology where we have one VCO. After uploading all the images in EVNG, we just add the VCO, VCE, and VCG in our topology. I'm using a small router to communicate from outside to all these V component. So before powering on, I talked about metadata file and config file and network file. Let's talk about what is the use of those files. So as you see, this is my EVNG machine from CLI where we uploaded the file and going on that directory, cd space, opt, unit lab, add-ons, and then QMO. You are able to see all these three folders which Velo Cloud Edge, Orchestrator, and Velo Cloud Gateway. Let's start from Velo Cloud Orchestrator. We'll go into that folder, cd space, and we see the uploaded images and metadata and user data file. So what is in these files? In metadata file, we have this configuration. So this is a very important thing. Whenever we are launching a VM of Orchestrator, we need to give some parameter at the time of booting the device. These are those parameters. One is metadata, which we have an IP address of the orchestrator, gateway, and interface address, interface name. And when we go for that user data file, so we have the password from which you can log in through CLI. And this username and password you use for login through WebGUI. Now I'll explain how this file will use at the time of booting. We'll convert both the file into the ISO file. So this is the command to convert the file into the ISO file. You can use Linux, you can use EVNG as well to create the ISO file from the metadata and user data text file. So as you see, the output is good. And if you want to see the file which we created, you can see cd-rom1.iso, which we created the file cd-rom1.iso. Now we'll go to our EVNG and boot up the VCO first. I'll show you at the time of booting process how it's taking that config init file. If you see here, it's taking the config init file and taking the input from there. Now, if you see, it took our IP address which we gave 10.10.10.1 as per our topology, and it's running the script behind that to configure the username and password. Username will default username, which is vcadmin, but password is taking what we gave in the file, cloud init file, or you can say user data and metadata file. Now we'll log in that system, vcadmin with our password. And we see we are successfully able to log in that. And now we can check the IP address of this. So we have this IP address as per our topology, and we can check the gateway which we gave, and the gateway is 10.10.10.1. Now we'll access this VCO from our system. Now I'll try to access the VCO first before going on virtual gateway. So proceed. This is IP 10.10.10.1. First time it will take some time. Now I'll get the user ID and password. Now logging on the device. Now you can see our VCO is login and we can check few things. You see gateway, we didn't add the gateway. System images, system properties, nothing, operator profile, operator user, nothing is. Now the second step, we will install our or we will launch our Velo Cloud gateway. We'll follow the same process like VCO. We'll go over EVNG. We'll go to the Velo Cloud gateway folder where we uploaded the image and two test file, which is user data and metadata. SH, we need to go to gateway, sorry. So we need to go to gateway. So you see, we have the uploaded file and we have two user data and metadata file. Again, we'll go there. In this activity, I'll tell you how we can change the IP address schema and something in the metadata and user data file. So first we'll see what we have in metadata. We have the IP address, we'll change it. We'll give our lab IP address, what we have. So we'll go to EVNG and this is the IP address 10.10.10.3 2. We'll change it. And now we'll save this. We'll check it again. It took the inputs. Yep. And we'll go for the user data where we give the user ID and passwords. So we give the password for here because Velo Cloud will log in only through CLI, so there is no need to give the WebGUI password. After checking the files, we'll create a ISO image. Successfully done. Now I'll go to the IVNG. So now we start the virtual gateway. It will take a minute. Now as you see, it took the IP 10.10.10.2 which we gave and gateway is 10.10.10.1. Now we can log in. Again, the username is vcadmin and the password is which we give Velo Cloud 123. Now you can see we are able to log in, check the IP address 10.10.10.2 which is matching our lab. And now we can ping our gateway 10.10.10.10.254 reachable. Now you've seen that VCG is up and working fine and we'll add the virtual gateway into the VCO. This is our VCO. We'll go to the gateway. Because before adding anything, we need to add the gateway because gateway is a brain for all the edges to provide routing and other reason. So it's just a simple thing. Just click add, give the name gateway 1, IP address 10.10.10.2 in service. Gateway pool none, or you can create your own gateway pool, but I have a used for this particular lab, so I'm using the default one. I'm just creating now. The gateway is added here, but before going there, we need to activate the gateway. So this is the code which I copy to activate the gateway. You can say the license file which is ported by VCO. Now we go to the gateway and activate that. You can see gateway is activated successfully. And go to the VCO and check it. So it's showing gateway is green here. We'll check in the pool. If not there, we'll go there. Gateway is fine in service. 10.10.2 is IP. Yep. So gateway is here. Now we can go for the third process to install the vEdges. Now we go to the EVNG and check what we have. We'll follow the same process for that as well. Remade the ISO file as with the earlier step. You can follow the same step. And we have the ISO file here, which we created from the metadata and user data. Now I will go to our VCO and start it here. It will also take the input from their video ISO file, like password and the first IP address. Now you can see our login screen. Here only one change. The earlier like VCO and VCG, we have the default username VCadmin, but here we have a default username root and password which we give in the init file. Here we can go for info if config. We have the IP address 10.10.10.3 which we gave. Now we need to activate. So again we'll go there in our VCO. Gateway is a global property. You can say we can have multiple gateways to manage, but to add the edges because VCO is a multi-orchestrator or multi-tenant. So we need to create a customer before that to add the edges. So we'll creating a one customer like lab, give the username, which I'm using by default one over one, and the password will remain same, the Velo cloud 123. You can change your password as per like I told you the pool which we added the gateways. This is the one. Try again. Customer lab. This and those thing. Admin. It's giving one error. Gateway pool is empty. We'll check it from there. So there was some issue with the gateway. Now it's some switch issue. I didn't define the VLAN. So we'll go to the manage customer and create a customer before activating anything with the edges because edge will relate to the customer profile. So I'll give a name lab and then nothing. We'll give the username which is my default for lab and then we'll go for and choose the gateway pool which is default in my our case and create. So as you see, we already created the customer. Now our edge is booting up as we can see in the lab and I already showcased you the IP which we gave at the time of booting with the help of ISO 10.10.10.3. Now we can add our edges. New edge. You can give any name DC1, Edge1 or branch as per your requirement, as per your topology. Profile. Here's a quick start profile. We'll talk about the profile in detail, but here's a quick start profile. We'll take it. I'll create. The same process will follow. We need to activate the edge as well. Now I'll go to the CLI of edge, which is this. I will put this command to activate that. Now you can see our edge is activation successful. So it will remove all the configuration and will take the profile configuration. If config will check our IP address already defined because we didn't define anything in profile. So I'll giving the default information what we give at a time of booting. So we'll go to the VCO and see the status. Now you can see we have one edge in degrade state. It will automatically come in the green state after 1 or 2 minutes. You can see it is showing green here now. Or if you be match that with our topology, so like see, we have one link, we have single link toward from the edge to the switch, just to showcase how we can activate vEdge, how we can activate virtual gateway, and how we'll add the virtual gateway into the VCO, and how we'll add virtual edges into the VCO. Now I'll go to our indexing part, what we covered today. So we'll cover how to install images in the EVNG, installation of Velo Cloud Orchestrator, gateway and edges, and how to activate the cloud gateway and edges in the VMware Velo Cloud on top of our EVNG environment. So thank guys for watching this video, and if you like that video, please subscribe and give your likes and dislikes and give your comments as well, as we have this is my first video. The next video depend on your comments or things that we go for first for that configuration part of edges, how we'll create a VPN, how the VPN will work, how the failover will work in MPS environment. I'll go for first the HA failover between the devices, then we'll go for there. So your comment is very much valuable for us so that we can go for the next video. Else, if I will not get any input, I'll go for the installation video in next video series. Thank you very much. Thanks guys. Have a nice day. Yeah, thank you everyone.